Yo, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Cross video. And in this video, I am going to be talking about Sword and Shield oils, which are a new item introduced in Cross that allow you to coat your blade and temporarily imbue it with a range of different effects. This is also something I've had quite a lot of questions about, given that I have been using Sword and Shield pretty much exclusively, so I figured a video would be the best way to answer your questions. So if you do enjoy this and you do find it helpful, then don't forget to drop a like and let me know down below what you think of this new mechanic. Maybe it'll even convince some of you to pick up this weapon. So, to begin with, there are 4 different oils. The red one is Affinity, the blue one is Exhaust, the green one is Breaker, and the white one is Enzyme. When applied, each of these coatings will last for exactly 2 minutes, but it's important that you keep an eye on your blade, because unlike regular buffs, there's no icon to indicate that this is active next to your name. Your only indicator is the colour of your blade. And while it is quite easy to see it coated right now, in the heat of battle it is also quite easy to miss it wearing off. Now let's take a more detailed look at each of them. Starting off with the Affinity oil. For those of you that don't know or want a friendly reminder, Affinity is basically your chance to deal more damage or less damage with a weapon's attack. Positive Affinity is of course a chance to deal more damage, negative Affinity, less damage. Affinity can be found on weapons and in skills, and of course the percentage you have will vary greatly. The Affinity oil, however, adds a flat 30% affinity to your weapon. So in this particular case, the Incinerating Blade Dino Valdo Sword and Shield I have has 5% affinity normally. But if I apply the oil, it jumps up to 35%. So as you can see, this can provide you with a reliable way to deal more damage. Of course, it is a little bit hard to actually illustrate that damage visually, but you get the idea. Moving on, the next oil, and probably my favourite out of the lot, Exhaust. The Exhaust oil has 2 main functions. Primarily, it speeds up the rate at which your attacks can and will exhaust a monster. And as you should know, when a monster gets exhausted, they begin to slow down, fall over, stay in traps longer, and in general it's a great way to calm down a normally aggressive monster. However, on top of that, exhaust damage dealt to a monster's head results in KO damage. So that means, with this oil applied, my regular bread and butter sword and shield combo can KO a monster, whereas without that I would have to rely solely on my shield bash. Pair that with something like the Blade Dance Hunter art, which does a flurry of hits, and you have a pretty versatile KO weapon. After that we then have the Part Breaker oil, which makes it easier to break or sever parts of large monsters. It's worth noting that Part Breaker as a skill or a coating doesn't actually increase your damage output, it simply increases your effectiveness when attacking parts of a monster that can either break or be severed. So again, pair that with something like Blade Dance, a fast hitting combo, and you have a great way to cut off tails, provided you can actually reach them. And then finally, the last oil is Enzyme. This prevents your attacks from deflecting. So if you attack a part of a monster that would normally result in your weapon bouncing, with this applied, you can cut straight through it. Of course, do bear in mind that while you're negating the bouncing, you are still going to be blunting your weapon pretty fast, so it's not always the best tactic, but either way, should you be presented with a situation where you bounce a little bit too often, then this is your solution. So as you can now begin to see, the Sword and Shield, a weapon that has always been known for its versatility due to its ability to attack fast, block, and use items in battle, now just got even more versatile. It is now a KOing, tail-cutting, anti-bouncing affinity boosting machine, or something like that. And if you want to try these out for yourself, then these oils can either be purchased from the stores in town, be that online or offline, or you can trade them for points at the trader. And as a final note, it is worth noting that these oils cannot be stacked. The best way to illustrate this would be as follows. If I apply the Exhaust oil and then attack this Tetsukabra in the face, you can see the particle effects indicate that I am dealing KO damage. If I then apply Affinity on top of my existing Exhaust oil, you'll now see that my attacks on the face have the standard damage effect, indicating that the Exhaust has been replaced by Affinity. But in all fairness, that is completely fine. It would be a little bit overpowered if I could stack all 4. And that's pretty much it. That is everything you need to know about Sword and Shield oils. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, then don't forget to drop a like. But thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.